Hello, Milton the Knower here. We dive deep into the fascinating world of motivation, relationships, and balance. In today's episode, we're exploring the equity theory of motivation, a psychological concept that can have a profound impact on our personal and professional lives. So grab a cup of your favorite beverage and settle in as we journey into the world of the equity theory. The equity theory of motivation was first proposed by psychologist John Stacey Adams in 1963. It's based on the idea that people are motivated by their perception of fairness in the relationships they have with others. Think of it like this: imagine you and a friend are working together on a project. You both put in the same amount of effort, and at the end, you receive the same reward. In this situation, you'd likely feel that the outcome was fair and equitable. But what if you worked harder than your friend, or maybe you had more experience and contributed more to the project, yet you both received the same reward? You might feel like the scales were tipped against you, and this feeling of inequity could lead to negative emotions and a decrease in motivation. The equity theory of motivation is built on four key components: inputs, outcomes, comparison, and adjustment. Let's break them down. Inputs: these are the contributions we make in a relationship or situation. They can include time, effort, skills, and even emotional investment. Outcomes: these are the results we receive from our inputs. Outcomes could be monetary rewards, recognition, promotions, or even personal satisfaction. Comparison: we constantly compare our inputs and outcomes to those of others. This comparison helps us determine whether we feel our situation is equitable or not. Adjustment: if we perceive inequity, we may attempt to restore balance by adjusting our inputs, outcomes, or both. This could involve negotiating for a higher salary, working harder, or even reducing our efforts if we feel overcompensated. Now that we understand the basics, let's look at some real-life examples to see how the equity theory of motivation plays out in everyday situations. Example 1: imagine you're part of a team at work. You notice that a coworker consistently puts in less effort and yet receives the same praise and rewards as you. You might feel undervalued and frustrated, leading you to either confront your manager, decrease your own effort, or seek other opportunities. Example 2: on the flip side, let's say you're in a romantic relationship where you feel like you're putting in more effort than your partner. You might try to communicate your feelings, adjust your own contributions, or even re-evaluate the relationship altogether. So, what can we do when we encounter feelings of inequity in our lives? Here are some tips for addressing the imbalance and restoring motivation. Communicate: open and honest communication is key. Share your feelings and concerns with the other party and seek to understand their perspective as well. Re-evaluate your perceptions: sometimes, we may not have a complete understanding of the other person's inputs or outcomes. Take a step back and consider whether your perception of inequity is accurate. Adjust your inputs or outcomes: if you find that there is indeed an imbalance, consider adjusting your own contributions or negotiating for more equitable outcomes. Seek external support: in some cases, it can be helpful to seek the guidance of a trusted friend, mentor, or therapist to gain perspective and help navigate challenging situations. Be patient and flexible: restoring balance can take time and may require ongoing adjustments. Recognize that change isn't always immediate and be willing to adapt as needed. Focus on personal growth: while it's natural to compare ourselves to others, it's also important to remember that we're all on unique paths. Instead of solely focusing on comparisons, invest time in your own growth and development, which can lead to increased motivation and satisfaction. The equity theory of motivation is a powerful concept that affects our personal and professional lives. By understanding its components and being aware of how it influences our behavior, we can take steps to address feelings of inequity and maintain balance in our relationships. In the end, it's essential to remember that equity isn't always about complete equality. It's about finding the balance that works for all parties involved, ensuring everyone feels valued and motivated to contribute their best. Thank you for joining us today on Balancing the Scales. We hope this exploration of the equity theory of motivation has provided you with valuable insights and tools to navigate the complexities of fairness and balance in your life. Until next time, keep seeking equilibrium and remember, when the scales are balanced, we all thrive. Thank you for tuning in to Balancing the Scales. If you enjoyed this episode, please consider subscribing to our podcast and leaving a review. We'd love to hear your thoughts and experiences with equity theory, so feel free to reach out to us on social media or through our website. See you next time.